Welcome back from the advertisement, everybody. We have been having a lot of fun so far today. Just to give a quick rundown of answers for things that people asked. How bad is the next game? I don't know. I haven't actually played it. How's the Ku5ogrande website going? It's going great. Which is the original experience? I don't know. I don't think that was actually a question. Have I ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? I haven't, but I have a feeling we're going to right now. Why? Because Liz Star is going to be our GM. Come on in, Liz Star. Let's chat a little bit. I think it's Liz Star. Hello, Liz.
Hello, bro.
Okay, it is you.
It is me.
Yeah.
Who else would it be?
I don't know. Oh my gosh, Nat, thank you for the 10 gift subs. I forgot to say, if you love Ku5ogrande and you want to support, gift subs are a fantastic way to do it. Subbing, or, if you are not financially inclined, just sharing the love and even just coming and supporting the players. Those are fantastic ways to support. Thank you so much, Nat. Wow, that was a lot. Thanks. So, Liz.
Hi.
What game do we have?
We have Atomic Runner for the Sega Genesis.
Data East. Oh, I gotta love
Data
ya.
East. Also known as Chelnov in arcades. It's a pretty good game, except it's not. It's not at all. I actually think it's terrible, but
Really?
mileage may vary.
Okay. Why do you think it's terrible? Like, I know nothing about this game, so help me. I'm sitting down and I'm going to have my first time experiencing this game. What kind of game am I going to be playing?
So it's kind of like an auto runner, where you're running to the right, and instead of like an auto runner where your whole thing is like jumping, you're destroying enemies and going through levels and general platforming stuff, but it's very, very difficult to control yourself, especially if you don't know the controls, which I could not find the manual in English. So I wish our competitors luck.
Wow, that's fun. You know what? Whatever.
It's a weirdly complex game.
As a video gamer, I can figure it out. I'll figure out the controls. There are three buttons. What else are you gonna do? Nothing. Just use those 3 buttons.
Right. Or 6 buttons, depending on your controller setup.
Does this game use 6 buttons?
It does not. It uses only 3 buttons.
Do any Genesis games use 6 buttons? I seriously haven't played a single one.
There's Comic Zone. There's the fighting games usually try to do the 6-button thing. The most egregious example I've ever seen is Nightmare Circus, which requires the use of all 6 buttons and also the mode button, which is a thing that's only on 6-button controllers. You press down mode and then press the other buttons, and that gives you another 6 buttons to work with.
Oh no.
And doing that without the 6-button, like, you can play Nightmare Circus without the 6-button controller, but it is not great. It's really nasty. It's like having to press select and then every other thing on the SNES controller. But This is not Nightmare Circus. I'm not that evil. Instead, this is Chelnov or Atomic Runner.
Gotcha. Well, I believe
One of those
all
games...
of the players are streaming, by the way, so I'm working on getting all of it captured. Temple Run was a fun game, and so I'm ready for a runner.
I'm making them play on extra hard. Well, on the hardest difficulty specifically. I can't remember exactly why, but I had down in my notes, make them play on hard for extra trauma. And who am I to deny my notes? So that is what we're doing.
Well, that's nice of you.
I did give them more lives and continues than the game. So in the options, it allows you to have like a maximum of 5 lives per continue and up to, I think, 15 continues. I gave them 10, which I think should serve them well.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably not enough to beat the game. This game is very difficult.
It is. It is. Well, let me go ahead and work on getting the audio sounding nice for us because, we have... Who's doing audio?
Peachy is doing audio for us.
Aha, Peachy. Maybe if I looked at that before trying to switch to someone's audio, that would work. That would be a good strat. Okay, Peachy, I hear nothing. That's okay. I will work on...
Game, I believe, is until you get into the actual game itself.
Aha!
It has a bit of a like jingle at the start and then nothing.
I heard a beep, so that's pretty good. That's hopeful.
Very good.
Better than beeps are actually playing this game.
That depends on who you ask.
So
Some
here
people
are
would
our
say
four
that-
players, by the way. Proton John, Transfat, Peachy-chan, and Mura Munix. Going to be battling it out, seeing how far they can make it through this game in 1 hour. 1 hour, that's right. Oh my gosh. Well, I have a feeling we're going to see some lasers.
Yep, a few of those.
Lasers are cool. Pew pew. Oh, as usual, I'll probably need to do a little recapturing on occasion just because welcome to me. Liz.
Hi.
Every time I gotta change something on the land. Oh, great. Now that is showing up. Oh my gosh, the music. Everybody, we are doing the countdown right now, so spam all of your space people. What
Russians.
else? Okay.
Nuclear things. Running. Fitness.
Fitness. Yeah, just spam those emotes, everybody, because as soon as I see movement in level 1, I will start our timer. And it looks like Mura Munix is the first one off. Everybody else taking a little time to read the story here.
It is quite the story. It's also extremely long. I didn't tell them that they needed to read the story this time. This isn't Mr. Bones or anything. Plus, I will definitely want you to read the story out loud because it is incredible.
Okay, gotcha. Honestly, the story can sometimes have key pieces of information when it comes to the game, so it's not necessarily a bad idea to check it out, but this is just lore in this case.
Yes, for sure.
Ooh, I like this
know that
music.
John himself said that he's always wanted to play this game, so I'm sure he'll be very excited.
Oh, yeah. Now, what are the stakes for the players today? How are they doing score-wise?
This is, I believe, a 7-point match. So one person will be going home.
Aha! Okay, so they definitely need to make at least third place if they want to continue on in the tournament, which... I say that, it sounds a little bit foreboding. It's honestly going to be doable.
Yeah, that also means that they won't have to play games like Atomic Runner anymore.
So you say. Pew, 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 pew. Pew.
So, a lot of people, and I saw a lot of people saying this in chat, they don't think this is a bad game. I've heard a lot of people say that. That seems to be a thing with Data East games, is they're always kind of on the they're like right on that line. Possibly Kuso has a lot of flaws.
They're on the precipice. The Kuso, the ledge looking down into the Kuso. It's not a great sight, you know.
I wish they'd step down from that ledge, my friend, because this game is a little too much, even for me.
Yeah, don't dive in, everybody. Don't dive into that lake, okay? By the way, this actually... here's the deal. Auto-scrollers are always a little bit of a pain for me. I mean, we've had plenty of auto-scrollers. Heck, the very first match that we had for the very first Ku5ogrande was Back to the Future, an auto-scroller. So, like...
It doesn't surprise me.
The thing is, a lot of them end up feeling like, you know, it's going to be difficult to make progress because you can't do anything to speed it up, but the best way to do it is to just play well and avoid damage. You know, Silver Surfer is another one of those games where it's extremely difficult. One-hit deaths, like in this.
Yep.
Yeah. Honestly, if you are good at shoot-em-ups, and if you are good at avoiding damage or, you know, reading a little bit where enemies are going to be going, then that is a huge advantage for you.
Someone in chat has a Chelnov emote. That's incredible. Why is that a thing?
I don't know.
That's so good.
It's perfect, though. Like, his death sprite is kind of charming. Not gonna...
Yeah, I like how he kind of, like, flails around a bit, like, oh no, and then falls over.
Oh no, I'm dead. I like the death sound. Oh, by the way, how many continues are there in this game?
They have 10, which you'd think, oh, that's enough, but
Yeah, honestly, I was thinking that myself, that it sounds like a lot, but at the same time, we've already seen a use, which means that, you know, if you're going to be getting game over that soon, then that sort of implies to me about the 30 or 40-minute mark, they will have to start the game over. And if it's at the 40-minute mark, that might be a little bit too late.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, the difficulty could really ramp up so that they have a lot of deaths early on. And if so, then that means that, you know, about 20 minutes in, they'll have another fresh start, and that would be doable.
Yeah, they probably have 2 in them, possibly 3, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Though this is one of those games where as soon as you learn the patterns and you kind of pick up what you're doing, doing a second run through won't be nearly as hard.
Yeah. I still love how, like, polarizing a lot of Data East games are. I mean...
Same!
Like, Karnov, I love Karnov. It's bad. Like, objectively, it's bad, I would say. But it's so charming. Every single version of that game are just fascinating. Every version is fascinating.
That's definitely most Data East game.
Yeah, I mean, they did Boulder Dash. They made a RoboCop game, of course, because everybody made a RoboCop game at some point or another. Captain Silver, that is one of my favorites, okay? And the NES version is so janky looking. I love it.
All of the Data East games I've played on the Genesis, other than this one, I've actually really loved. Like, Two Crude Dudes has a lot of charm. It's really hard. Icy's Havoc has a lot of charm. It's really hard. Dashin' Desperados has a lot of charm. Say it with me now. It's really hard. It has one that makes it rough. This one is really hard and just straight up frustrating. The way I described it when I played this, frustrating and confusing controls that end up killing you.
Okay.
Bad auto-scroller design with enemies you can't avoid or dodge. So, John is moving on to stage 2.
Very nice.
Quick.
Yeah, definitely a quick lead for John. I'm never too surprised when I see John do well in he's always been a strong player, you know? And I think
For
having
sure.
played a lot of games blind, he does that all the time on his own channel as well. Yeah, he's got a definite advantage.
Ooh, got a really bad weapon now, though.
Well, I mean, bad as in not good, right?
Yeah, not
Or
like
bad
Michael
as
Jackson
good.
bad.
Bad.
It's like actually bad.
Oh, that's
Very. Oh, there we go. The spinning fire wheel, I think, is a pretty good weapon.
okay.
Did I tell them that jumping on enemies is a thing? I didn't tell them anything. I told them have fun.
You know, honestly, I wouldn't think that jumping on enemies is a thing just playing this. So if somebody accidentally figures it out, great. Little piece of information they had there. Otherwise, no. It's going to be rough. Yeah, John definitely knows that now, and that is being pretty dang good. I like this little... I don't even know what that creature was.
Dragon wyvern.
Yeah, it's sort of related to Dragon the Heart, you know? Great movie. Less great game. So, I actually didn't know this about Data East, but they actually helped publish some of the ports of Draken.
Ooh.
Yeah, not the Super
That's a
Nintendo
classic.
version that we all know and love, but other versions of the game. So, I just love it. Makes me happy.
I'm still sad that Data East is gone.
Yeah,
Like, it was 2003, but I'm still sad.
it's true. That was quite a while ago. One of the people, by the way, who worked on the audio for this did some of the sound effects, some of the audio for Mother 3.
Ooh.
Yeah. And also Minnesota
see the
Fats
resemblance.
Pool Legend. Minnesota Fats, everybody. The
Why
best
does that keep coming up?
the best pool game. It's the best pool
It's like
game.
the second time we've heard about Minnesota Fats.
It's very important, okay? How about Bad Dudes? They did the sounds for Bad Dudes.
Well, Bad Dudes is a Data East game, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Windjammers. High Seas Havoc.
Windjammers is actually a really good game.
So I
High Seas Havoc is, well,
the music's
you know,
good.
I had it on here earlier.
Yeah, the music's good.
So
The
we'll
game
say
isn't, is what I would say. Yeah. So honestly, there were a lot of people who worked for Data East who made some fantastic games. And the thing is, a lot of the times they ended up on projects that weren't necessarily the best. And I'd say this game is probably one of those. It's extremely difficult.
Yes. It kind of gives me shmup vibes in a way. Especially with if you die, you lose all your power-ups, which is one of the biggest problems with this. Because you can have a good run in any game like this. You'll have a really good run and you'll get like maybe a checkpoint or two ahead. And then you die and you lose like 5 lives on one checkpoint.
Yeah, it's... it can be really rough. Peachy-chan is not necessarily enjoying the game the most. Oh!
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you know, just watching this, what you really need to do is learn how the enemies are going to shoot. Because if you don't know which direction they're going to shoot in, or where you could potentially get hurt, you're going to die. You're just going to have death and death and death and death. You got to learn how to avoid that.
Mean. Oh my gosh, did you see that on Proton John's screen?
Nope.
He got to the boss and right before the checkpoint for the boss, which I think there's a checkpoint, the boss door came down and squished him.
Well, that's not
Like,
nice.
with no way to react. It's like a La Mulana death. So rude.
That's beautiful. I don't know. The game is being pretty okay so far. This is what I would say. It definitely is difficult, but the number of continues actually makes it feel like you can make progress. At least that's sort of my assessment here. I feel like it's going to be doable.
It is, but it's very stressful, and there's very little, like, room to breathe.
Okay.
So Peachy-chan has not learned that she can stand on these, like, bubbles yet. Everyone else figured that out, and they're able to get through it. She's trying to do this jump, which I frankly don't think it.
You don't think it's what? Sorry, you cut out there.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Wow. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, I was just saying, Peachy-chan is trying to do a jump that I don't think is frankly possible because she doesn't seem to realize she can jump on these bubbles. So she's trying to avoid.
Well, yeah, Peachy-chan is definitely behind everybody else. At the same time, because there are limited continues, you know, I think everybody is going to get to the point where they have to start the game over. Simply put, there's a lot of death in this. You know, Atomic Runner, I assume this is a post-nuclear war world that everybody's in, and it's a little difficult.
Oh, bro,
John!
would you like to...
What?
Would you like to read the lore?
Do you have a link to the lore?
Let me grab that lore, that hot lore.
Because I'm really trying to find, like, more information about this game and the manual. I can't find the Genesis manual, but I found the manual for the arcade. And I found one in Japanese, but I can't read Japanese. Not gonna help.
Here's the the Sega Retro page, which unfortunately only has the Japanese manual, but it does have this, as well as as the story to the arcade version, which is different. They had to change it because of controversy.
I'm losing about 10% of what you say, so sometimes I don't know what you're saying.
I'm sorry, my internet's having some issues today.
Liz's internet? Comcast. Is it Comcast?
It's AT&T.
Oh my gosh. Worse than Comcast. I don't know, we'll still blame Comcast for this. Ugh, stupid Comcast.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, so what part do I need to read here? Under story?
Yes.
Okay. The original arcade version's plot was completely replaced in the Mega Drive version due to the controversy it caused. Instead of a coal miner who developed superhuman abilities after getting caught in Soviet nuclear failure and must now fight the evil organization who wants to hire him for his powers, Chelnov is now a scientist living happily with his foster and sister, Chelmy. What a crappy name. Who is going to name their daughter Chelmy? Sounds like a Utah name.
That's probably like a traditional name in Ukraine or something. And that you were just straight up.
Chelmi. Chelmy. Yeah, one night he goes out for a jog only to hear an explosion at his house. Racing back home, he finds his father near death at the hands of the Deatharians. That is legit the name of this group. A group claiming to be the original intelligent life and consequently the true owners of planet Earth, predating humans. Chelnov's father has been working to try to stop the Deatharians, and now he leads a suit which grants its wearers superhuman abilities and numerous weapons to Chelnov. Chelnov donned the suit to become the Atomic Runner and went on his way to save the world and rescue his now kidnapped sister, but was overwhelmed by the Deatharians' numbers. The Deatharians captured, tortured, and attempted to brainwash the Atomic Runner, but eventually failed, leaving him with one last attempt to stop the Deatharians. That is
or, you
such
know, like
a
50 attempts.
crappy enemy name, the Death-tarians.
I love it though.
I'm trying to think. You can name them the Murdertons. Even that is a little bit better than Death-tarian. What is this music? Ha ha. But hey,
Good.
Peachy-chan is on to the next level, so that's great. Wait, you say this music is good? It's
I
got
can't
a guy
hear it
going
right now.
ha 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 ha.
Let me take a listen.
Oh, it's too good.
Okay, yeah, no, I was right. This is incredible.
Like, it's incredible, but it definitely is not a great...
It does kind of sound like Choniki music.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like, this isn't music that most people would put into a video game, is what I'm saying, you know?
You are clearly not a Data East program.
I'm not a Data East what now? Sorry,
Programmer.
AT&T just ate what you said. Oh, okay.
Game dev.
Well, no, I'm not. I've never developed a game. I want to.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Yeah, I've actually got a really fun idea that, well, then again, I always have ideas that, until I put 10 minutes of work into it, sound really good. And then after 10 minutes, I'm like, that's stupid. Let's go ahead and, like, play video games instead. Let's play them instead of making them.
That's
Hey,
a mood.
Proton John is on to level 3. Mura Munix is still fighting the statue. Yeah, I think with this boss, you have to learn that you can jump on top of the boss's head or do what Transfat did. Oh, nope, never mind. That's death.
Nope.
If I were to make a game, what game would I make? People are asking right now. I'd say that, obviously, for a first attempt, making a platformer would be probably the best. Simply put, they're easier to make than most other types of games.
For sure.
However, I really like ones that have a lot of social interaction, and especially... like, one that I've been thinking about, I'm not going to tell the premise or anything, but basically it has to deal a lot with figuring out who is telling the truth, and figuring out a lot of stuff from the various gossips that people have. And, you know, some people are definitely going to be gossiping just because they hate so-and-so. And so you have to put together the pieces just by what they've said, you know, for who is going to be possibly lying about all these people, who is telling the truth, who is telling a lie for reasons or just because they're dumb. You know, it excites me. I love the whole idea of gossip, and a lot of games don't really have that be a central mechanic. Like Animal Crossing, yeah, the animals gossip about you all the time, but it doesn't really affect anything.
I'm picturing Mafia meets Ku5ogrande with that premise. That sounds really cool. I'd like to play that.
Yeah, it's...
Get on that.
And also, there's going to be the issue of if you say certain things to certain people, then you may end up being in trouble. So you need to know who you can confide in order to be able to talk about options. Otherwise, options to succeed are going to drop, you know? So that's a large part of it, figuring out who you can trust with information that could get you in trouble. Obviously, don't talk to Karen about anything. She's just there to ruin your day, Karen. Wow, what a jerk.
Yeah, Karen.
Stupid Karen.
What a Karen.
Oh, okay, Peachy-chan is definitely starting to get a little bit better at this. I still feel like we're gonna have a game over on someone's screen sometime soon. But I'm really not sure. Like, you have a good number of lives to get through part of this game. I love this dragon that Proton John's fighting. Look at this cutie. Oh, well, the cutie just killed him.
Oh.
The fun, by the way, Liz, yeah, the fun thing about what I've been thinking about putting together is making the game in a way that names get shuffled around, people's roles get shuffled around pretty much every time that you play it, as well as possible objectives for actually succeeding and winning the game getting shuffled around. And that way, each time that you play it, even though it's a very similar circumstance, and there may be people who do very similar things, you may not be able to trust them on a second turn, you know. So each time you just have to go and gather more and more information about people. You know, that way, you know, it's not just a one and done experience. There's a reason to go back and play it more. So there you go. That's my game idea. But the premise I'm really excited about, but I'm not telling people. I'm keeping that private. The end. Well, right now we are definitely moving on. Getting some pretty solid progress. Peachy-chan making it to the statue, but unfortunately getting a full game over. Yeah, their 10 continues. Honestly, I expect most of the players to continue at least once. What are these VP drops? I see multiple drops coming, Liz. That, you know,
I'll be honest, I don't. Kind of hard to tell, like in the heat of the moment, what.
Yeah.
Each.
Like, honestly, some of them look like weapon power-ups. I don't know if there are any other kinds of power-ups or if they are just going to be for your weapon. Like, the gray one, Proton John is using the gray pickup right now. Now he's got this boomerang thing, just got a red VP. I have no idea what the crap that is. Let's see, maybe the arcade manual has information about this. Oh, it has information about all the different switches. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is not a helpful manual for gameplay at all. Diagrams. I'm looking at diagrams. Oh, okay, get past all. Never mind. It's all diagrams. Not helpful.
Yay!
Yay! What happened?
Nothing. Just yay, diagram.
Oh, no, I don't like diagrams. I mean, I do like diagrams, but not when I'm trying to find information about what different power-ups do.
According to KM Lone Mouse Wolf, it's weapon power, weapon range, weapon type. Oh, and
we get another person on level 3.
Very
Probably close
nice.
to running out of lives, but pretty good lead.
I would
here.
say so. That's definitely a solid second place. Remember, the only person who is in danger of getting eliminated is that who takes 4th place. Everybody is fighting to not be in that 4th place position. Peachy-chan, I believe, is sitting in that spot right now. The trans fat has been struggling a little bit. Peachy-chan, if they can make it through this stage and manage to get back to the statue, then, you know, I think they've got a good chance of moving back into 3rd place. Like,
Peachy-chan and Transfat got to the same location, but Transcat got there first, so
Yes,
we
you're
could
correct.
definitely see a.
We could see yeah, sure.
Bro, I'm
Or a
sorry.
change.
I cannot change this internet issue.
I just have to joke about it, Liz. I have to. It's not your fault. It's not anybody's fault, but I have to laugh. Just go and kick AT&T in the face.
Oh, I would like to, trust me. I've been having these issues for quite a while, and I am very sick of it.
Oh, yeah. AT&T, we're not actually going to kick you in the face because, one, you're a corporate entity. I don't think you have a face. But if you did, Pyow. That's okay. Nightbot's having problems. I think Nightbot's having more problems than you, Liz. Actually, Nightbot might be back. Never mind. Nightbot just moved forward.
Aww.
Good job, bot. I love you.
That means I'm having more trouble than Nightbot.
You know, it's fine. Most people have more problems than Nightbot. It's just how things go. You know, robots generally don't care if they have problems. And, you know, worrying about having problems is a problem in and of itself. So, yeah, less brains, less problems. There you go. That's my lesson today. Peachy-chan is into this really crappy area right here, but you can jump on the enemies, so it's doable. It's just kind of ugly. Okay. Like, I think Peachy-chan is going to get to the end of this stage and probably get back to stage 2 in just a little bit, and that will be fantastic. Absolutely great. Proton John is still making some good progress through here, though I think Transfat may have moved into the lead. We've got a dragon fight here. Oh! That is a death. Don't like to see that happen. Actually, no. This is level 1. I'm just confused. Why am I confused? Stage 1. Yeah, there we go. PG-chan is through level 1, moving on to level 2. I'm sorry, everybody. I am dumb. Okay, Proton John is fighting the ship, and unfortunately the ship brought a lot of people. See, if you're going to fly a ship across the galaxy, don't just bring 2 people. One of them dies, you're in a lot of trouble, okay? Bring, like, your whole civilization, and then you'll be able to deal with whatever's on the ground. Bring everybody. Yeah, I think Peachy-chan and Transfat are to level 2 right now. Honestly, you know, hitting the 30-minute mark, it would be a little bit worrying for anybody to get another game over. They really want to start making a solid push. Proton John could probably risk a game over and still get back to where he is, though. Like, it didn't take a whole lot of time to get to stage 3. It's just you have to be good at playing games in order to get there quickly again. And simply put, a lot of the times, if you go back to the beginning of the game, the pressure starts getting on you to do well and to make progress quickly, which leads to a lot of mistakes. Then again, you know, the players here, they've got 7 points each. They did well in their first match. Perhaps it's not going to be too worrying for them to get back to where they've made it to before, you know? Yeah, what do you think about how they're doing, Liz?
I guess I'm not surprised. I feel like I'm impressed that Peachy-chan, who had quite a few problems with the first level, roughly half of her continues on it the first time. She got through it very. She and Transfat are pretty neck and neck in getting back to where they left. So I think that will be the place to look at. I'm still surprised that Proton John hasn't gamed over yet.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to happen very soon.
Oh, for sure.
But at the same time, if he can manage to get to stage 4 before getting a game over, that could be a definitive point that other people would struggle to make it to for the rest of this match. Like, I feel like Proton John is going to have a decent chance of taking the victory this round. But you never really know, you know? You never know until the end.
You never know. Mura actually got quite close, so it's...
Some of these deaths are just making me so angry. Mura is dying like once every second playing the game, and this game is not fair.
No. Honestly, if I died a lot on round 1 at this point, I would probably just reload.
Actually, I think that's going to be my biggest critique of this game. If people are saying that this is a good game, the fact that you can get into it and you barely have any time to react before you die, that is a big no-no when it comes to video games, I would say. Actually, wait, did you put them on the hardest difficulty for this?
I absolutely did put them on the hardest difficulty.
Okay, never mind. Just destroy the players then. See what I care. See, hard mode is designed to be hard. There we go. Yeah, everybody, you're absolutely correct. I assume that with hard mode, there are just more enemies and a lot more stuff around to kill you. Are there any other changes that you're aware of?
I'm pretty sure it's just more things. There's no other big changes. Like, you don't get health in any of the other difficulties or anything.
Gotcha. I actually really enjoy that change in difficulty when... because there's some games when they add more difficulty, they require you to take more shots to kill things, and that is never fun. It's never enjoyable. More obstacles to destroy, that's fine. Longer fights, no. Not fun. Yeah, the game over music is fun. Like, honestly, here's what I've got to say about it. The music, even though level 2 starts out with really weird whoos, you know, people just making loud grunts, you know, Tim Allen did part of the score for this, but, you know, besides that, the music is solid, the graphics are solid. I really like how this looks, even if they could have added maybe a little bit more of a color distinction between enemies and the background. It still looks pretty good. I don't really notice any lag in the game. It runs well. Like, for anything, it's a relatively good conversion if it's, you know, even though it's absolutely brutal.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't take away arcade difficulty with this. Let me just say, Peachy-chan just got Mario'd by a robot. Yeah, apparently John still has continues.
I'm shocked John has not game over yet.
Yeah, honestly, everybody else has game overed fully at least once. Oh no, John did a rank check. Liz told John that he was in first, and John was like, somehow that's not comforting. I sort of understand that, because I feel like John is going to run into no more continues in just a little bit, and that is going to be a small moment of panic for him. Just so everybody knows, this is Ku5ogrande, the bad video game tournament. All of the players are playing on their own. There are no teams. Instead, what they're trying to do individually is make more progress through a stage than anybody else. Sort of like running a short little race, you know. You are trying to get through it as quickly as possible. So right now, Proton John is definitely in the lead. I believe Mura Munix is in second, having made it a decent way into the same stage that Proton John is on. Peachy Chen and Transfat are in fourth and third, respectively. So that's what it's looking like right now. Nobody except for the fourth place player today is going to be eliminated. So right now, Peachy-chan needs to do well on this fight against the statue. The Moai statue? What kind of statue is this?
It reminds me of the women's statue from La Mulana, but I might just be a big La Mulana fan.
I mean, oh, John is moving on to the fourth stage.
Oh my goodness, John.
Dogu statue. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, we're on to Egypt. Why are we suddenly in Egypt? We were
because it looks cool.
We were definitely fighting some enemies from Mesoamerica. Wait, Egypt doesn't have armadillos. Whatever. This is dumb. Okay, let me go ahead and just say, yeah. The Egyptian aardvarks are definitely a rare sight indeed. Oh, it's future Egypt. Actually, people have a very good point. Maybe all the Egyptian animals, because of the fallout, you know, changed into armadillos. Just mutants everywhere. See, we'll go ahead and create a fake explanation in just a little bit. We're good at that.
You know what else Egypt doesn't have?
What?
Destructarians or whatever.
Oh my gosh, what a crappy name. Deatharians. Yeah, there we go. Deatharians. Apparently Proton John had more continues. That's cool. Oh, just got suplexed. Oh my gosh. Enemy out of nowhere jumps on Proton John and kills him. See, that's one thing that I think would get frustrating with this game, is that there are enemies that you don't even see yet that can just murder you, and there's no reaction time to deal with them. So, yeah, that's, I think, one of the big flaws of this game. But, yeah, I would say that, especially for an arcade game where you're giving money, it's generally not something that I would say is acceptable. You know, having a little bit of invincibility at the beginning, having it so that, you know, if enemies appear, you are able to react, that's something that should be required when it comes for any type of game that comes out on arcade and requires you to pay money to play, which this was originally an arcade game. You know, this is a Genesis port. It's just cheap, okay? Cheap shots. Proton John, though, appears to be fighting this cannon bird. Half cannon, half bird?
That's
I don't know.
The same enemy from level 1.
Yeah.
Well, exciting.
Hey, Peachy-chan has killed one of the statue eyes. Peachy-chan has a chance. Gotta go to the other side of the giant statue, though. Well, that's a death. But yeah, they're doing well. Honestly, Transfat, Peachy-chan, one of you needs to beat this boss in order for us to see who is officially in third. Oh my gosh. Yeah, part of me wonders about John and grinding lives earlier on because, you know, if you take time to get extra lives, or if you can get extra lives based off of your score, then that would make a pretty huge difference to you as a player. Oh, there goes the eye for Peachy-chan. No, the rockets! Oh, this is mean. Yeah, honestly, you know, you have to have hieroglyphics and pyramids in order to know that you're in Egypt. Because the armadillos really don't help. Let me just say, you know. Like, one thing that is a little bit bothersome about this game as well is that sometimes it looks like you're going to be able to jump on projectiles and avoid taking damage, and sometimes you just die. Like, it's not super consistent when you're going to be able to jump on something and survive. Like, Peachy-chan managed to do it right there. One eye left, and Peachy-chan managed to jump on top of the missiles. I think this might be it. Peachy-chan moving on to level 3, moving out of second, or moving out of fourth into third. Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Proton John is fighting a familiar face.
I think they ran out of ideas.
I think they ran out of music. What is this? I don't like this. It could be worse, but I'm still not a fan. Yeah, Peachy-chan is currently in third place. Technically, there's a chance to move into second in a little bit. We've got plenty of time. Proton John, rocket to the foot. You hate to see that. You know, I feel like having something just graze your foot is not going to kill most people. Like, it didn't even explode, okay? It just brushed against his foot.
Maybe it's poison.
A poison rocket, yeah. There we go. That's what science is bringing us in the future. Poison rockets.
Yeah.
Proton John, I believe, has the full game over and is going to need to jump in. He's checking to make sure that all of the options are set correctly. I still feel like John has enough time, especially if he manages to play well, enough time to get caught back up. You know, TransFat has made a good amount of progress through stage 2. If TransFat can beat this boss, you know, they'll be able to start getting caught back up, but honestly, they're just not doing much damage to the boss right now. You know, you have to shoot it in the eye multiple times. I'm not sure TransFat is going to be able to move out of fourth place. You gotta figure out how to kill the boss. Muramunek's going after the helicopter here. Oh my gosh. Some of these enemies just are very difficult to dodge. Oh, Peachy-chan dying from weird spider.
In these 15 minutes, I'm not sure that I could see anyone bopping John, but it is a possibility. But right now, I think the main spots to look at are 2, 3, and 4. I could definitely see Peachy passing Mira. I could also see TransFat passing Peachy.
I would agree with you. Like, Peachy is definitely not in the most comfortable spot here. TransFat could possibly pass, but I could also see Peachy passing Muramunix. You know, this level is difficult. Muramunix has been here for quite a while, and because of that, used up a lot of the continues. I don't know. It really is anyone's game still, although Transfat is going to have to basically play perfect in order to really move forward in this. And yeah, I think that is the biggest difficulty. If you keep trying to do things the same way over and over and over again, you're not going to see success. You gotta figure out how to actually deal damage. Oh, Transfat getting a few shots on this boss here. Okay, nice. Good, good. This is the same strategy that Peachy-chan used, and it worked out for them. I see Transfat could possibly get caught back up. Okay, I have a feeling that we're going to have 3 people on stage 3 in just a little bit.
Big same. Though I am worried for Transfat, because even if they're all on stage 3, Transfat will definitely have the least attempts at it, since he's lost so many lives to the statue.
I would agree. Oh no! Transfat, see, that just robbed Transfat. Absolutely.
For sure.
Not what... Like, there's so much that's unforgivable about some of the damage in this game. I think that's my biggest complaint. At the very least, it gives you a lot of continues because this game is pretty bad. Like, I think that the developers knew you were going to die a lot playing this game, and that sometimes it just wasn't fair. And so they gave you a lot of continues. That's my bet anyway. It's not like we'd have to go and do some mind reading in order to know for sure, but that's what I think happened. Transfat, you're so close! No! Absolute highway robbery right there. That is not fair. Oh, I'm very angry for Transfat.
I bet he's angry enough for, or she's angry enough for both of us, though.
You know, there's a good chance. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Come on, I want to see stage 3 up in the top right. I want to see everybody at least make it that far. So, everybody knows we have just under 10 minutes left. Whoever makes the most progress at any given point during the match will be the victor, which means that even though Proton John is, you know, far behind everybody else, he still made it to the boss of stage 4, which, or at least the weird statue in stage 4, which definitely is a lead at this point. However, everybody else is making a pretty good push. Peachy-chan and Muramunix on stage 3 right now. If either of them can beat this boss... Wait, have we seen Muramunix fight the ship boss in this stage?
I don't think so. Not that I've noticed.
Because Peachy just got there.
Times? Never mind.
Oh, okay. Well, about that. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry.
Never mind.
There's so much going on. Yeah, this game is extremely difficult.
So, I have a question for you, bro.
Yes?
What are your views on Ku5ogrande matches and games that have limited continues like this?
We tend to try to avoid them more so these days because well, it can have situations like this where the first place person is way behind. It's kind of or they don't have time to get up. But there's a lot of really cool games to show off that are unfortunately held hostage by their continues situation.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, though. You know, I think most of the time we try to let people know about the continue system and the password system if there is any. Honestly, in this, it looks like you can actually select how many continues you have, so the players know. And because of that, you know, they can decide if I'm playing so well early on, you know, or if I've lost a lot of continues, maybe it would be just good to restart and start with a fresh batch. Honestly, I don't think that's necessarily a problem. Why? Because everybody comes in with the same amount of knowledge. One really risky game, though, with that tends to be the Go-Go 13 games, especially... Oh my gosh, because one of them has 52 lives, and it doesn't really tell you in-game at all that you've got 52 lives. It's just eventually you have to start at the beginning of the game. But if we give the manual, then, you know, it should be information that they have. But if they don't get that, then everybody is going into this without having much information. In general, you know, I wouldn't want to see too many full game overs about 50 minutes into the match, because then that means, you know, nobody is going to be able to get caught back up to where they were. But other than that, I don't really see a problem with that, you know? That's sort of my assessment. Your mileage may vary. And there are matches that we've seen people get full game overs in about 50 minutes into the match, and we knew nobody can get back to that. So it's called a little bit early, you know. If there's absolutely no chance for anybody to get caught back up to where they were, then that's fine. It was a good match.
For sure.
Okay, Mura Munix is starting to get a little bit more used to this boss. It's a
tricky boss, though.
Yeah, it's a very tricky boss.
It took John a lot of attempts to beat this one boss.
Yeah, Trans Fat needs to make it to the boss. There's enough time that Trans Fat could potentially move out of 4th place, though.
In order to move out of 4th place, Trans Fat needs to not only get to this ship, but also thus moving into 2nd place.
Yeah, killing the ship would be enough to get into 2nd place. Is there any visual indication that the boss is partly dead?
Nope.
Oh. Yeah, so we would definitely have to see a full boss clear in order to move from 4th, and that would be a 2nd place change. Not impossible, but gonna be a little bit difficult. With that said, we've seen bigger lead changes before. Apparently smoke is an indicator for how much damage the boss has taken. The boss smokes? Well, it should stop that habit, you know?
Yeah, that's not good for you. Take care of yourself, boss.
At the same time, I respect people and the bosses who choose to smoke. That's completely fine. It's you. But, you know, you're gonna explode if you smoke too much. Just how physics work.
If you smoke much, you have a lower count.
A lower what?
Hit point count.
Oh, yeah. And prone to exploding.
Yes.
So, yeah, if you are a smoker, just go to a bomb diffuser on occasion, okay? Get a regular checkup because you don't want to explode, especially at your parents' house. That would be embarrassing. Oh my gosh. Well, I am having an absolute blast today. This is being a good match, and honestly, I still, like, at this point, we could see changes between second, third, and fourth. First, no, nobody's going to pass John at this point, but second, third, and fourth, we could definitely see a shakeup in the last few minutes. Will it happen? I don't know. It still is difficult to say. And that's what I love about matches like this. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Peachy-chan fighting the boss right now. Oh, unfortunately, this boss is just evil. Absolute pure dag nasty evil, okay? Transfat fighting the dragon. I like this dragon, okay? I'm a huge fan. Like,
yeah, this dragon's cute.
Mesopotamian mythology is just fascinating, and I hope that that's the right word. Oh, 2 minutes left. Oh, Peachy-chan dying again. Munix can usually manage to make the ship start smoking. Not managing to do that this time. Proton John finally getting back to stage 3, but, you know, I don't think
everyone's on level 3.
Yeah, everybody enjoying this hot music. Mayan, Mesopotamian. You know, to be fair, most people just put those two in a blender. Oh, Mesoamerican. Shut up! Don't look at me like that, Justin. Like I said, I that's why I asked for anybody to correct me, which they did a few minutes ago. Crap. We're right at the end. Stop laughing at me, Justin. Whatever, people in Utah think that there were steel swords over here in the BC era, so we know nothing about how history worked.
Wait, did they? What does that mean?
Well, read the Book of Mormon real quick.
Oh.
And you'll go ahead and find maybe a handful, i.e. hundreds of anachronisms.
Oh boy.
Just a few of those. Well, I think we're at that point. Transfat fighting the boss did not make the boss smoke. I think that Peachy-chan is going to still be in third. But what a beautiful match.
I believe so. Close match, but time.
That is time, indeed. What even is this? This is absolutely not music on my playlist. Why does it keeps doing this? No, I don't want Donkey Kong Country. Whatever, we're getting this one. This is still Donkey Kong Country, but whatever. Seriously, YouTube just likes to leave playlists every once in a while. It's like, yeah, we're leaving. We're done. Well, that is time. Proton John is definitely the winner today. Oh my gosh. I'm inviting John right now to come join Voice. Yeah, what do you think of how the different players did during this match?
Honestly, I'm very impressed, and it was actually very close with second place, third place, and fourth place all on the same spot.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hello there, John.
Hi.
Hey, welcome and congratulations. You got the victory in today's match.
Thank goodness.
Were you a little bit worried about that?
I mean, no, I was excited to play Atomic Runner, actually.
Okay.
But I'm also the reason we went through like 3 different games before we got to Atomic Runner, so I'm like, I'm gonna be cursed. Liz is gonna kill me.
Liz. At the same time, yeah, what did you think of the game?
Honestly, not that bad. It was kind of fun, honestly.
Okay, not that
Probably
bad, kind
not-
of fun.
Not if it wasn't on hard, I think it would have been a bit more enjoyable. And that turning system sucks. If it was just tap the button and you turn it, if you just tap the button and turn around, it'd be like a million times better.
What do you have to do?
You have to hold the button and then hit the direction you want to look. But it
Yeah,
only works left or right. So, but there's like a weird delay, and you can't do it when you're firing. So you also have to be not firing when you're doing it.
Or here's a better idea, even better than tap to turn. How about if you're holding fire, you stay in that direction and you can still move up and down. But if you're not firing, then you'll face whatever direction you're walking. Easy peasy. That solves it.
Another thing that would solve a lot of this game's issues, letting you shoot up. That would be very helpful.
Yeah.
Shelnop just can't turn his neck. That's just how it is.
That's what happens in the
good
apocalypse.
game, but it's bogged down by too many flaws.
Yeah, Liz, did you show up essentially the intro to the arcade version of this game? Because it's incredible. I love.
No, but I did have him read the.
Oh, good. Okay, so at least he read the story. Perfect.
At least we know that it's a Soviet wasteland and he's a coal miner of sorts having to go through and save the world. But in this version instead, it's just a guy with a father and a sister, and the father dies and the sister gets kidnapped, you know, like literally every story in video game history. So I prefer the original version story.
Did you find out about where the game ends at? Because like the only thing I knew about this game was the intro and the ending fight scene, because it's just so jarring.
I don't think I did get there.
The final boss fight happens on the Statue of Liberty, on her hands. You literally are standing on the Statue of Liberty's hands and you're fighting, and it's hilarious. I don't even remember what it looks like. I just remember seeing that scene and laughing the entire time.
Ooh, I like that. Oh, that is absolutely amazing. Okay, I feel like I need to play this game and maybe get to the end at some point.
You give it a try, but don't play it on hard. Put it on an easier difficulty.
You know, one thing that I thought was truly evil about this was enemies that jumped from off-screen right onto you. Because there is
those rabbit robots.
No reaction time, just none. You're dead. It's... Yeah, I think that while this game has a lot of potential, it's also overly cruel. Especially on hard.
I feel like you should realize the game is cruel when you look at the settings. It's like, oh, what would you like to set your continues to? Would you like to set it to 15?
Yeah, but you could set it to 15 on easy.
That's true.
Yeah, they don't limit the number of continues based off of the difficulty, thank goodness.
And then on that final run, I finally found the homing missile, and that was really good. And now I almost want to keep playing because I have the homing missile.
Maybe you should. I mean, honestly, you know, it's a game that I think that I could play through sometime and enjoy. Besides Stage 3's music, a lot of the music was pretty good. I don't know. Yeah. Well, cool, Proton John, what's been going on in your life? Anything over at your stream? Any projects that are going on right now?
Well, in about 20 minutes, I'm going to be in a charity dive kick tournament against Jabali, and I'm going to play against him in a best of 5.
Ah, the best fighting game.
It's so good. Otherwise, I'm just on my usual schedule. Mondays, I'm clearing a game I've never played before. This time it's BioShock Infinite this month.
Ooh, I love that game.
Wednesday is called Power Trips, where we do raffles, and whoever wins the raffle gets to pick the game I play on stream next for the next half hour.
Ooh.
Fridays, we swap back and forth right now between building a model kit and playing Mario Maker 2.
Okay.
And Saturdays are fortune cookies. So later tonight, I'm going to do my usual stream where we pick random games in my collection and people vote on what we play.
Yeah, if you do happen to leave the stream, make sure that you go and check out Proton John. Honestly, feel free to pull up both of the streams. I have only seen a little bit of Dive Kick, but it's hilarious. I would definitely suggest checking that out today and going and checking out all those streams. It's a blast every time I hop on over there. Although usually I don't understand what's going on.
No, that's also normal.
Oh, thank you so much, Proton John. Liz, thank you. Everybody go check out all of the runners. The names that I have up on the streams are the names that they are generally streaming to, so you should definitely go check them out. I think that's it for today. Take care, Proton John and Liz. You too.
Thanks, Percentia. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, you too. Bye. Everybody, I need to run for just 1 minute because I have been sitting here for a little bit too long. I will be right back after this advertisement. Stay tuned, we've got one more match.